here's Brody Brazil.
I'm here to talk about vacation anticipation. That's a phrase you're probably not even using here in 2020, but as I explain it in just a second, I'm guessing it's something that you're at least subconsciously aware of. Now, the motivation for what I'm about to talk about comes from a feature article I recently read in the Los Angeles Times, and it basically explains that anticipating a vacation is another form of self-care. It's something that helps you get through a difficult stretch, right? You understand that you probably scheduled this vacation in the first place and the timing of it for a very good reason. You might be going very hard on something and need the release that comes when it's complete. Or also, it helps you see the light at the end of a tunnel. You're in that grind right now, and so you realize 2 months down the road, you're going to treat yourself to something. And I have to be clear here, we're talking about vacations. These don't always have to be extravagant journeys. They don't have to be tropical. They don't have to be halfway across the world. This could be something as simple as driving down the coast to a beach, going up to Lake Tahoe if you're here in Northern California, a camping trip. It doesn't have to be very complex, very elaborate. Just any kind of vacation, any kind of change of scenery. I really do feel like that's what a lot of us are missing right now in this pandemic is a change of scenery. And that's another point that this article makes. One of the many side effects of this pandemic is the lack of vacation anticipation. And that's something that back in March, we knew there would be several effects and side effects of living through a pandemic and being quarantined and isolating as much as we all should be. But this is an aspect I'm not sure any of us could have predicted eventually, that the lack of vacations was going to mentally make things a lot more difficult for all of us. And hardly anybody's getting that opportunity to hit the reset button. We definitely realize it now, and I think a lot of people firsthand have had to cancel some kind of trip, or they didn't even get to make the plans for the trip that they were, usually doing or set to do or had in the back of their mind. I think we've all been affected by not getting a change of scenery in some way, shape, or form in the last 6-7 months. And I think, too, travel is important working before and after the trip. I know a lot of people think that you come back from a vacation super refreshed, and you do. But how long does that last? Realistically. For me, it's a week or two until I get back on the grind and vacation feels like it was too long ago. I want another one. But the lead up to vacation, that can be like 2 or 3 months. You could look forward to a vacation way longer than you can look back on it, I think. And I just feel like the healing process, a lot of times we don't recognize this. It takes place before the vacation actually happens instead of even after, enjoying something. But for now, you have, as the article says here, a lot less beautiful things to think about. When you're feeling down, there is likely for a lot of you nothing on the horizon, no change of scenery, change of pace, nothing different from this normal, this new normal that whether you like it or not, you have to accept. And I'll get to that normal part in just a second too. The article suggests that everybody, tones down their planning a little bit, enjoy local trips that can be had, that can be made. Again, I'm not even sure what the options are or what the activities are that are available out there. There's just not as many things, clearly, that we're all able to do or enjoy. And I have to be honest here, in the next 3 to 5 to 6 to 12 months, what's the travel industry going to be like? How many hotels and places to visit and accommodations and amenities, how many of those things are going away because they've now suffered here for so many months? People have not been able to travel during the pandemic for fun. So this has all been a huge restriction, and I'm saying this again across all levels, from the very smallest of trips you can take to something that's once in a lifetime. There's a lot of older people that had planned this lifetime trip to Europe, to Africa, to Australia, to Asia, you name it. And maybe they'd planned it for 5, 10 years. Maybe this was a bucket list item. And now it's not happening. And I even think there's some people who, when they get these moments of life, even if they're simulating vacation at home, they're doing the staycation, they might feel guilty about it. They might actually feel guilty right now to enjoy life. That's terrible. But I think that's a real thing going on here in 2020. We've been at this for so long that even the enjoyment, you don't feel right about it because you understand there's a bigger picture going on right now, and you're in the minority by having any kind of fun at this point. So we're all trying to make some normal out of this. And this is where I want to close out the video. I'm not sure that trying to make this normal, I mean, I know it's in our instinct. I know it's a natural human reaction to get through times like these, but why are we trying to make this normal? I saw a tweet. I don't even know this person. No background on this. Somebody else retweeted it. I saw it. I instantly connected to the idea. It comes from somebody named Oliver Baez Bendorf. I'll just quote it here. Real talk. It's awful to not be able to safely see friends or family or travel, yet work productivity expectations carry on as normal. That doesn't sit right with me. It didn't in April, and it still doesn't. What a miserable situation we've normalized. And hey, I agree. I know I've talked about in this video and in this podcast all about how vacation is a release from something. It could be your work. It could be your family life. It could just be the monotony of having a regular job and having to do it from home and not really getting to go anywhere. That's another thing. People are looking forward to vacation usually as a release from everything, but right now they just want to get away from their living room that they live in, that they work in, that now basically they do everything in. So these are tough times. Vacation anticipation is something we're not getting right now. You may have never thought about this before, but here in 2020, as we live through it, it's definitely a side effect that's taking a toll.